Welcome back to All the Smoke. Man, we got someone, I'm really excited about this because I grew up a 49er fan. My dad grew up a Ram fan, and this was the guy on the Rams. They had the same hair too, Jack, and they both bald. and they both bald now, Jack. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but 6-time Pro Bowler, 5-time first-team All-Pro, Player of the Year in '86, Offensive Rookie in '83, single-season record holder for 2,105 yards, and he was a big back, Jack. 6'3", 220.
A real one.
Welcome to the show, the legendary Eric Dickerson.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited. I don't really tell my dad too much. If he catches the show, he catches the show. But Mike Tyson and Eric Dickerson are his two favorite people. So I told him, and he couldn't believe it. But so shout out to Pops. And again, man, thank you for being here.
Tell your Pops I said hello.
Definitely. How's life? I know you play a lot of golf. What's going on with you these days?
Look good, man.
Man, I'm trying to maintain, bro. It's tough when you get old. I'm telling you, bro. Y'all will find out one day.
Yeah. We on the way.
It's good. I mean, I just came over here from a thing I do for the Rams with some kids, a little football camp. I do a radio show during the football season, work for the team. But, you know, life is good. I mean, especially still living in LA after all these years.
Mm-hmm. Last season, Saquon Barkley, you had made some comments. Some people say, hey, it's just a competitor in you. Some people took it a different way. He was on the heels of the rushing record, and you had some thoughts on it. As you kind of sit here today, removed from the situation, how do you look back on that experience?
It's funny, people making these assumptions and saying things that I didn't say.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Shady McCoy said something I did not say. Pac-Man Jones said something I did not say.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I kind of, you know, I don't get on social media a lot, but I made a comment about it, and I saw Shady at the Super Bowl, and I said, man, let me explain something to you. First of all, records are records, and I don't think anybody wants their record broke.
Mm-hmm.
I said,
Right.
I would never hate on another running back. That's just not me. I mean, I broke the record in 1984. OJ did it in 73. He did it in 14 games.
Mm-hmm.
I did it in 15 games, one extra game, and I've always said that.
Mm-hmm.
I always give him that acknowledgement because he's my favorite player.
Okay.
That's why I played the position running back. And I said, if he breaks the record, he breaks it. Do I want him to break it? No. I mean, I'm not no bitch.
Right.
I'm
That's
not
what
the
I
kind
love
of guy that's gonna go like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be doing chili. Don't break the record. I said, I've always said this. If somebody breaks my record, I want it to be my son.
Okay.
That's it.
Right.
I mean, and if somebody breaks it, I ain't gonna lose no sleep over it.
Right.
I mean, I said it was like petty stuff. Like I'm hating on him. Like I'm not hating. I'm pulling for him because when he got to the Giants, never got to the Giants, and I kept saying, this boy never reached his potential there. And when he went to Philly, I say, finally, he'll get a chance to show what he can really do. So I was happy for him.
Mm-hmm.
So see, that's the misconception of social media and people saying stuff they really don't know anything about. Because anybody know me, I'm gonna tell you what I think. And my dad said, the truth ain't popular, son, but it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the truth.
I love that. I'm glad you get a chance to speak your truth. You mentioned O.J. Simpson, arguably one of the greatest running backs of all time. Did you ever get a chance to meet him? Did he ever mentor you in any kind of way?
Did I meet? That was my guy. Yeah, man.
Tell us about him.
Matter of fact, I first met O.J. when I came to California. I got recruited by USC.
Okay.
If I'm from small, that's the first time I ever flew on a plane, come to on my recruiting.
Texas boy, right?
Small town, 2,000 people. Came on my visits, and me and some other kids on the field, and we saw O.J. standing over there because SC was playing in the Rose Bowl. They were playing Michigan. I'm like, man, I want to say something to O.J. So I tried to get the guy. Nah, I said, man, I got to go say something. And I was shy, but I had to.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked through. I said, Mr. Simpson. He said, how you doing? I said, my name is, he said, what's your name? I said, Eric Dickerson. I'm from Texas, Sealy, Texas. I said, they're recruiting. I said, yes, sir. What position? I said, running back. You're my favorite player. I told him I had 2,000 yards twice in high school. And so, I said, and one day I'd like to break your record. He said, well, good luck with that.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that, young man. And, he didn't remember after we talked about it. But, one of my favorite people, OJ, I'm not with all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, I saw him about 2-3 months before he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Las Vegas. We played golf together when I'd go to Vegas. But, the OJ that I knew, was a really good, funny guy.
Mm-hmm.
The other stuff,
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
You played against a lot of loaded boxes. Some people say you didn't play with never got a chance to play with an elite quarterback or even offense and that sort. When you look back on your career and see what you were able to achieve, without really a passing game around you, knowing that they were keying on you every single game. What are your thoughts?
Well, you're right. I played against a lot of 8 and 9-man fronts. I mean, it was no fun, let me tell you that, because 6 can't block 8, 6 can't block 9. It's impossible. And it comes a point where you have to make people miss, and you can't make up that excuse. I mean, I was a big back. I was fast. I was a track guy. But that's just the hand I was dealt. People say, "Oh, you didn't win a Super Bowl." Hey, I didn't have that kind of team. I mean, when I left the Colts, left the Rams, I wanted to go to the Redskins because my cousin Dexter Manley was there.
Okay.
That's where I wanted to go. And he called me, said, "Man, Eric," he said, "Man, I heard we're trying to get you." I was like, "I know." He said, "I never forget." He said, "Man, they ain't gonna let that happen. That's too much like right."
Right.
Yeah.
And they won a Super Bowl that year. They didn't let it happen. They sent
Was that Doug Williams back there? Was he
Yeah,
the
Doug was
quarterback at
there.
the
Doug
time?
was the quarterback.
What are your thoughts on kind of like, because you were obviously a superstar of your time, but in today's game, superstars can kind of dictate what the money is, where they want to go. Back then, you guys didn't really have that voice or foot to stand on.
Man, we were stuck. We were stuck. I mean, stuck. Yeah, I understand. When I came out, I was the second pick. John Elway was the first pick. I had a $600,000 signing bonus. My salary was $150,000, and I think John was making over $1 million. But the funny thing was, when I got traded, I had to give my signing bonus back to the Rams. Everybody does that when they say that. Yeah, so I never really got a signing bonus from them.
You had to pay that money
I had
back?
to pay it back to them. It was supposed to be a forgivable loan. That's what they called it, a forgivable loan. They didn't forgive it when I got traded. And I probably could have fought it, but I was so...
But they traded you.
They traded me.
They traded you.
And you had to give the money.
And I wrote them.
I've never heard no shit like that.
So I had to give their money back to them. Man, it was a bad deal before the contract. It was, the Rams were one of the cheapest teams in the league. I mean, but did I love playing for them? Yeah, because I had a lot of guys on the team. We were a close-knit football team. We had an offensive line that was second to only the Redskins. We didn't have a great quarterback, but we had the running game. And the thing is that we were going to pound you with the running game. If you couldn't stop it, you couldn't stop it.
In a January 2022 interview with the New York Times, you discussed possibly suffering from CTE. Where are you at with that? Is that something that's...
Oh, yeah, man, of course. I mean, I'm not the same guy I was even after I retired. You don't know. I mean, like right now, I got onsets of Parkinson's. I got to take a medication for Parkinson's. I'm gonna tell you this, the sad thing about this whole deal is that with the NFL, and look, I just love playing football. And the NFL makes you hate the NFL, the way they treat the players, especially black players. Like you probably you ever heard of race norming?
Yeah, is that, they said that...
They race norm the black players, race norm us.
Break that down though, because I remember reading about that.
So what they'll say is, okay, you take the black player and the white player. The white player was already smart. The black player was not smart already. So if he comes down, the white player should get paid, but the black player shouldn't get, because he was already dumb, basically. He was already kind of dumb. So,
and this wasn't even that long ago, though.
Oh, this was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And they
Wow.
And they said that, we won't do it again. I mean, it's like when we get hurt, it's like right now, it's in the case with them for the Parkinson's and CTE, and we get so many that get denied. Give you a great example. My friend Christian Okoye. Nigerian nightmare. We just playing. I was teasing about it the other day because he got that accent, and so he's going for his CTE case, and the race norming thing came in, saying that, well, he's Nigerian, so maybe he couldn't speak good English. He don't understand.
Crazy.
And I was teasing him. I said, maybe they right. but man, that's just some of the stuff, man.
That's
sad. It's a great game, but it's the way they treat the black players, man. It's horrible. I just gotta say it, man. It's a bad look, and not everybody, but it's just a bad look. It really is.
I mean, to this day, to think that's still obviously we can see what the world is going through, but to see that kind of thinking and that thought in 2020 and beyond is insane.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this question. Can I ask the question?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Y'all have health care.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have
For life.
For life.
For life. And
Family too.
Family too?
Family and
kids
kids
to 25. It caps at our kids.
And y'all got a good pension and everything.
Yes.
Okay, let me just give you an example. Let me give you an example for football. Okay, Deacon Jones passed away about 10 years ago. Something like that. So I went to see Deacon way before he was in the hospital, before he was sick. And me and him talked. He said, what's your pension? I said, man, I don't know. I said, it could probably be, $1,500 a month. He said, you know what I get, Eric? I played 15 years. I get $250 a month. That's what I get, $250 funky dollars. He said, I take it so they can have it. We have no health care. Like players like me, I pay for my own health care. You left the league, you pay for your own health care. Now the players have health care 5 years. That's it.
And while they're in the league or post-career?
Post-career. Like say you retired 30. You got this shit for 5 years. That's it.
And it's just you. It's not your family or nobody else.
No.
How many years you got to play to get pension?
You got to play 4 years and 3 games.
What is ours?
And the,
5 years. 5 years.
Yeah. But the pension now, it's better. It's better for the players now, but it's horrible. When I say horrible for us, oh man, it's $700. Guys who played like 14 years right now, and played in my era like the 90s, 80s, and 90s, $1,000 a month.
Chris Paul and Kyrie did a great job. They went back and did it with all the older guys that's still alive. But they did it for our older guys. They all getting our insurance, the same insurance we got. The older guys getting it now.
Man,
they switched it up. Chris Paul and them did that for them.
It's really, really sad.
They all getting it.
I'm gonna say this here, and I'm not trying to, make it, bad to like talk about the NFL. Like, it's some good things they've done, some bad things they've done. I did an interview with this white reporter, and he says, Eric, he said, you probably know I'm white. I said, I can tell you white. Yeah, I'm talking on the phone with him. He said, let me tell you this. I'm gonna tell you not what I don't know, what I've heard and what I know as a reporter. I said, okay. He said, what's the NFL, 80% black? I said, yeah, 70, 80% black. He said, now, hear me say this. I said, okay. He said, if the NFL was 80% white, y'all would have great insurance, you'd have great health care. I'm like, wow, I know that. I mean, that wasn't like no secret.
That's just sad to say though.
And he said, and that's what he said. He said, isn't that sad to have to say it like that? I said, yeah, but it's sad to say it, but it's the truth.
I got a question. In your time, was it more the league or was it more the good old boys club of the owners?
It's still a good old boys club.
Okay.
Man, they didn't have no black owners. Mm-hmm. They're not having no I think Magic owns some. They're not having
minority.
You.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's no black owners.
Yeah, nah, hell nah.
They're not having that. I got it. I think a couple of SMU guys on football team. Another guy I know was trying to buy a football team. And he was talking to me about it. I said, let me tell you something. I said, I said, don't go in there and say you're trying to help the players. He said, I said that. I said, you screwed up. He said, I could tell. He said, I could tell I screwed. I said, you don't say that you're trying to help the players. It's not about the players. It's about the money they can make.
That's insane.
They'll give a couple of athletes and rappers like a little percentage of the teams.
Like,
you can come and take pictures.
0-0.
0-0-1.
Yeah.
No full ownership.
What?
Nah.
Come on.
The good thing to me, and I don't wish death, I know when that good old boys of your generation, those guys are passing on.
Yep, but it's still going. But they passing to their kids, and it's still a good.
That mentality don't leave the family.
It's still a good old boy situation. It is.
Sibley, Texas, 70 miles west of Houston. What was football like? I'm a lot younger, and the football was always big. Was I growing up in Texas? That Friday night lights, that's really big. Was it like that when you was coming up?
Oh yeah, man. Football. In my little hometown, you're talking about a town it was 50 people in my graduating class.
So a game would shut the whole town down.
Shut the whole town down.
Was your school 1A, 2A?
It was 2A.
2A, okay.
It was 2A football. Right. We won state my senior year. We played the Wiley Wildcats up in Baylor Stadium. Matter of fact, they went the year before and they were all white. Mm-hmm. And we were black and white, mostly black. And so I won't forget, we were trying to get a place for us to play, and they said, we can't bring these black families up that far up. So we played in Wild, and I forget the first couple plays, they would call us the N-word out there, And I laughed. I'm like, these little white boys. We beat the hell out of them. I think 42-20 was the final score. I still remember, I don't know how, but we beat the hell. But man, football is big there still.
Yeah.
And that's, Texas football. It's no joke. You go to Texas and these high school stadiums are
$1 million stadiums.
90 million.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The NBA season is off to a hot start, and I got to give a huge shout out to DraftKings Pick 6. It's been my ultimate go-to for this season's action. I'm thrilled to be partnering with DraftKings Pick 6 to bring you guys even closer to all the excitement. Pick 6 is DraftKings' newest sports pick'em game, available in most states including Texas, California, and Missouri. For all new DraftKings customers, here's an incredible offer. Play just $5 and you'll receive $50 in Pick 6 credits instantly. So download the DraftKings Pick 6 app today. Make sure you guys use my promo code SMOKE. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month, forever. That means you only have to pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless? when it only costs $25 a month. Forever. If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. But it's not too late to change your ways. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets. So go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on Boost Unlimited plan.
As you guys know, I don't play when it comes to sneakers and shoes. So you better believe, for my holiday, I'm gonna be rocking with StockX. They have all the releases I ever wanted, whether it's OG Jordans or the latest drop from my favorite, Travis Scott. StockX is where sneakers and streetwear meet culture. Plus, their market data lets you know exactly what everything is worth so you can get in where you fit in for the holidays. Trust me, hitting up StockX.com for the holiday shopping is the best move you can make. StockX, now you know.
You spoke on something that I had a lot of trouble with in my upbringing, racism. And obviously, you know, there's the times now where you can smile and laugh at it, but in the moment, you faced a lot of racism. Can you talk to us about it and what were some of the depths of racism you've seen?
Oh man, it's deep. I mean, I think about what I've dealt with, but I think about like people like Jim Brown and those guys that played in that era, you know, Night Train Lane, and you know, in the baseball, Jackie Robinson. That was, you know, way more, you know, than what I dealt with. But it was bad. It really was. I mean, you'd get the letters in the mail. You know, you niggas, y'all need to just play for free. You know, y'all nothing but a bunch of monkeys anyway. I got them kind of letters. I won't forget when I went to Indiana, I got a bunch of hate mail from everywhere, especially California. You know, because I left and I didn't want to leave, but money. So anyway, I got a lot of hate mail. But the thing I think that really put me out with Indianapolis, and I didn't want to go to Indy. I'm just gonna tell you that I didn't want to go to Indy. That was not my choice. My head coach was there. I liked Ron Meyer, and he always told me, he said, you know, I'll get you paid. I'll make you a millionaire one day. When I was in college, he said that to me. So I get to Indy, and that's about my last year there. They fired him. It was a bad situation. Irsay was not a good person, Jim Irsay. Jimmy was a good person. His old man, Bob Irsay. What they did, well, I'll never forget it, and this is where I'm like, I'm done with this place. You know, you hang a banner over the state, like, you know, over the rail. They hung a banner over the rail with a picture of a black baby in an Indian sitting position with 29, with money on one side, stack of watermelons on the other, eating fried chicken, and let that stay up there till almost after halftime. And I'll never forget the girl I was dating, a sister girl. We best friends today, named Holly. And I met, you know, after the game, you meet your girl, come down. She was crying. Eric said, how could you even?
And that's your home stadium.
That's my home stadium. That's my home stadium.
Crazy.
You know? So how could you even play with that? I say, you know, you just got to kind of deal with it. And I tell you, the first time I saw a Klan rally was in Indianapolis. You know, and look.
They still have it every year there.
Do they?
And the Grand Marshal still lives in Indiana.
Really, right. They have
Klan rally
Regan
every
Square
year.
and all that. That's where they have it. I mean, it was a trip to me. I mean, it's just, that's a whole different world out there. I mean, it maybe changed some, but I know what I saw. And, you know, the thing is funny. It's funny how they want us to get over it. You know,
Be the bigger person.
Get over it. I mean, you gotta understand, I was legally adopted by my great aunt. She was born in 1904. And she did not want me dating no white girls back then. She said, I'm gonna tell you this, Eric. She said, 2 things don't live long in this world. I said, what? And she was funny. I said, what? I just said like she said it. She said, dogs that chase cars and niggas roads that chase white women. They don't live long in this world. She said, I've seen the evil things white men do. She said, I've seen it. I see them tar and feather. I see them cut men's privates off, sticking that. You know, and when you think when you're a kid, I'm like, that couldn't happen. You know, and I'm like, I didn't say I didn't believe her, but it was just hard to fathom that. But she had saw those kind of things. And you know, the racism thing to me is it's just ignorant.
Did you come across a guy named June James when you was in for the Colts?
June James.
His name was like Baby June James.
I can't remember him.
So he died in a car accident when he was playing for the Colts around that time. One of my first cousins. Me and Marcus Spears' first cousin. He was our first family member to make professional sports, but y'all was on the same team.
Was he?
Yeah, he was on your team.
I know we had a couple players that died, man. One player got shot.
Yeah, he died in a car accident.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Speak about the booster culture in Texas and all the pressure that Clarence Shear put on you to go to Texas. Texas A&M, excuse me. Texas A&M.
You know about Clarence Sheep.
We got the smartest people around back
Oh man, yeah, they wanted me to go to Texas A&M. And Cedars an Aggie town. I mean, it's an Aggie town.
Yep.
And I'll never forget, they recruited me heavily, real hard. And I committed to him one time, man, but I didn't want to go to A&M. I mean, I didn't. And the reason I didn't want to go there, it's a good school. My cousin went there and played football. I told him he should go there because I liked them at this point. But, they had them Yale leaders. They had no cheerleaders. There wasn't a lot of girls there. I'm like, man, I don't want to be on no damn Yale leaders. I want some cheerleaders. But they made, I forget, they came to my, not him, but some boosters came to my house, never forget it. And my mother, my real mom, and my lady who died, my great aunt, they were in the house and said, Eric, come here, let me talk to you. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, let me tell you something. She said, them white folks got a briefcase in there with $50,000 in it. She said, I ain't never seen that much money in my whole life. She said, but you don't want to go to this school. Don't take me into taking these people's money. And I wasn't sure. I said, I don't think I want to go there. She said, we ain't taking their money. Because I got to say, my mother, she was a woman of integrity. She really was. And I couldn't do that. I didn't want to go there.
A&M offered your stepdad a house in Westview, the white part of Silly, and a few head of cattle. God, they giving away cattle.
They
really want you in Texas now.
They're giving away cattle.
Ain't nobody giving away cattle now.
They win money.
Man, that's the money right there. They ain't giving away no cattle. They really want you. They do that, man. You originally committed to Texas A&M, then decommitted. Story goes they kept the whip. Is it true you didn't go to A&M because of the school with 70% guys? That's absolutely true, right?
That's absolutely true.
Okay, that's absolutely true.
That's the truth.
I mean, I think
Think about that.
That was the right choice.
Thank you.
Who would do that? Who would do that?
All them boys.
If it was flipped the other way, I just would have went to school. Fuck the pros.
Yeah, real. Straight up.
30-70.
So you kept the whip. That A&M, are you going to pass that again?
Trans Am?
The Trans Am.
What's up with the Trans Am?
Well, let me tell you about the Trans Am.
Still got it?
No.
I seen pictures of that shit. Ooh, there it is right there. Yes, sir.
There's a little Harold. We walking out of a restaurant there in Sealy.
You thought she was sweet, huh?
Oh, what? What? You know it, dog, man. The TA was the car to have back then.
Yeah.
The Smoking the Bandit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
T-Top.
T-Top. No, I don't have that car anymore. Matter of fact, when I think going into my senior year, I got a Corvette, and then I gave my best friend that car, and it ended up getting stolen. But how the car you know the story how the car came about?
Let's hear it.
So the car came about. We used to go down to Houston and see this car, a place called Leo Jonigan's Pontiac. It's like looking at the cars and look at that car. Go down there like every couple of weeks just to look at it.
It was on the showroom floor?
Showroom floor.
Ooh, I know what that feel like.
Just to look at it. And
that feel like, boy.
A&M, they heard, they told my stepfather, told my mother, they told my mom that I liked the car. So I remember I think it was like a Friday, she said, Eric, she said, we're going to drive down to Houston, we're going to meet your grandmother them down there to look at that car. Trans Am. I'm like, okay. So we go down.
What are you, 17, 18 at this point?
17.
Okay.
17. So go down, look at it, and it's like 3 white men, my real mother, my adopted mother, my grandmother was there, and my grandfather was there. So they said, take the car and take it for a drive. I took the car, take it for a drive, come back, and I go to Kenny Keys, they said, no, keep it, it's yours.
Ooh, shit.
I'm like, really? I'm like, it's mine, it's yours. Man, I was excited. I would
have lost. What color? What color?
It's gold, the gold Trans Am.
Shit.
Yeah. So what happened is,
couldn't tell them
matter of fact, it was such big news. Let me see, that was a Friday. Monday morning, the NCAA was at my high school. Guy came to my class. I was in a lab class. Never forget it.
Let me get them keys.
I came to my class, knocked on the door, and the teacher said to him, Eric, this guy want to speak to you out here. It's different, people can walk on campus. And I walked out, he said, yeah, he said, I'm so-and-so from the NCAA, black, my brother, NCAA, and I want to talk to you about your Trans Am you got. I said, okay. I said, well, you got to talk to my mom. I said, and she told me, if anybody call you about the car, you come tell them to call me. So sure enough, I said, they got to get my address. He said, how to go to the house. She let him, I had to go to the office, let him talk to my mother, him come to the house. When I got home, they were there. He was there talking to my mother about the car. And they talked. Make a long story short, I saw this man every day for about, I'm gonna say, almost 2 months, 3 months, every day. Even sometimes, he came to the house so much that he would eat with us. He would sit down and eat with us. And then finally, I didn't see him one day. I said, Mama, what happened? He said, I'm going to say, he said, your grandmother. Because she went to see my grandmother, my grandfather too. So your grandmother told that man, if I see you, or if I see anybody from the NCAA again at my house or Eric's mom's house, we're going to sue you and the NCAA.
Oh, man.
Never saw him again.
Yeah.
So I can tell you what happened because I didn't find this out till later, how the car got paid for. I asked my mom, I said, Mom, how that car, and I was in the pros, how that car come up? She didn't know how that car came. I said, no. She said, what happened is, she said, your grandmother and them, they had the money for that car. She wrote a check, wrote them a check, and A&M gave her the cash for it. And they can't go back and say, hey, I bought that car. You know, he got that car. She said, that's how the car came about.
I love it.
Yep, so.
They were smart. They knew what they was doing.
Yep.
Yeah. The art of being a big back, you talk about how OJ had a big influence on you, but you had any other influences when you talk about big running backs?
Not really. I liked Earl Campbell. Earl was, he was a beast. I liked watching Earl play, but my guy, and I still say to me the greatest back was OJ.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love watching him play. That is why I played the position running back. I mean, I never wanted to wear anyone else's number. I wanted to make my own number. I didn't want to be OJ like that, but as a player, he was a guy that I love watching play. And I like Jim Brown. I didn't see Jim. I just saw old highlights of Jim.
Yeah.
Got to watch OJ.
Watching, I saw OJ play.
Live.
Live.
What's your philosophy as a rusher? Are you the type of rusher that go off instinct, or are you playing ahead before you get the ball? You know what you're going to do before?
I don't think if a player says that they plan ahead, certain things you can plan ahead, but it's hard in football because it's so many moving parts. I mean, that game, you get out there, it's like basketball, man. I mean, I can tell you this for basketball. I thought I could play basketball. I know I don't play no pro basketball. When I watch y'all guys play, it's amazing how fast it is. And how, like a dunk is like, boom! I'm like, damn, it looks easy. I said, I go way up there. People think the same thing about football.
Yeah.
Football is a sport that happens fast. Like for me, like I said, I'm gonna say I can kind of look through a play. All right, so if we're running toss, they toss right. You start watching the defense. And my thing was, I was fast. So if I could get the defensive linemen and linebackers to do this, to start turning their hips, I knew my guys would get on them and I could have a lane, stretch it, cut back. That's about the only time. Because stuff is all instinct. It happens. When you see a guy coming, you make a move, you don't think about the move. It's like somebody asked me the other day about Saquon Barkley jumping over the guy back. I said, that's instinct.
That's all instinct.
You think he planned, I'm gonna jump over? No, it's a reaction. It's like if I go to throw a punch at you, you're gonna do that automatically. It's just all instinct.
Talking about the DNA of Texas running backs, say a couple names. Adrian Peterson, Jamal Charles is from my hometown, Port Arthur, Texas. Shout out Jamal. LaDainian Thomason, Earl Campbell. It's just in the water out there.
It's in the water, in the AP, man.
It's in the water.
I heard about AP when I was in the pro. No, I retired, but I'd hear about this kid AP. I said, man, this guy runs just like you, Eric. He runs just like you. And I saw him, I'm like, damn, he's a big back. And I got to tell you, he went to my second favorite school, OU. That's why I wanted to go to college. OU. So I got to say it's my second favorite because I went to SMU. And man, I just like AP. AP is he was a great football player. I like all the guys you just named. LaDainian. I mean, even though he went to TCU, we didn't recruit him, so I don't blame him for that.
Jamal stayed in Texas.
Jamal stayed in Texas.
Yeah, he stayed on.
Yeah, man, we just have a lot of great backs out of the state of Texas.
For young kids that don't know the story of the Pony Express, you, Craig, James, what would you tell them about that team?
I would tell them first, look up the 30 for 30.
Incredible.
Pony Excess. Look up Pony Excess first, and then. But, we had some great football teams. I was just talking to one of my teammates that lives here, my best friend, he was my fullback. I think people look at us, the Pony Express, that was a part of it. But, man, I'm going to tell you what we had. Man, we had a hell of a defense. I mean, nasty defense. I mean, they were dirty. they were big, they were fast. We had a lot of guys in pro, Michael Carter, Russell Carter, Harvey Armstrong, Blaine Smith, Wes Hopkins. We had a hell of a defense. That's one thing that people don't realize about, I think, the SMU Mustangs. But the Pony Express, it came about me and Craig James. Both of us got highly recruited. He from Stratford, I was from Sealy. I didn't think it would work. I mean, and Craig was a good back. He really was. And that's one of my best friends still to this day. I just talked to him a couple of days ago. But it worked out fine. I think it saved my career because I didn't, have all the carries, as a college player like a lot of these kids. And you know, and it saved him too. So it saved both of us.
Any truth that you took a little pay cut
Man, please.
going, staying in,
Man,
going pro instead of staying in college?
Man, them little pennies they were giving us, no. You know, back then, we wasn't getting no real money. We getting $300-400. That was about it.
So what do you think about, obviously, the success you had in high school and college? What do you think, what kind of damage could Eric Dickerson have done with NIL?
My Lord.
And you already had the Trans Am.
My
and
Lord.
the Corvette.
It wouldn't have been no Trans Am, but it'd probably been a
Bentley.
Thank you. Lamborghini, man, a Bentley and a Lamborghini. Let's go with that. You know, because you're a kid, you want a fast
That's
car.
what they doing now. You seen some of these recruits, the kids pulling up, and it's just all farms laid out. I'm like, come on, man, that
High
can't be
school
real.
kids with Ferraris and stuff, man, it'd have been, because I think about it, I mean, and I forget this, I was the #1 recruit in the nation coming out of a little town. Oh, dog, I'd have been cleaning up.
I got a question though, because I feel like, and I put a lot of thought, I feel like this generation gets everything we had to work so hard for. To me, at a young age, you're naturally gonna take your foot off the gas at some point, as far as desire, dedication, focus. You feel the same?
I feel the same way. I feel the exact same way. The thing is I think about myself. When I was in Sealy, I didn't know how, but I said, this is my dad had passed away when I was my junior year. I always said it, I wanted my mom to have a house like the white people had. I wanted to have cars like the white people had. I didn't know how I was gonna get that, but you know, playing sports was my avenue. And I didn't know it, you know, really, I didn't see it like that, but it worked out. And you're right. A lot of these kids, stuff is given to them so early. They don't know what adversity is. They don't know what it's like to not have. You know, they got a room full of tennis shoes. Well, I had a pair of school shoes, a pair of tennis shoes, and a pair of shoes to go to church. You know, and that's what you had. I hid my church shoes one time because I didn't want to go to church. And my mom, we looked for them and said, I tell you, put them tennis shoes on.
Yeah, you going.
I went and found them.
Remember too, every time, take your school shoes off.
Right, take your school shoes off. That's
Man,
right.
I
Take your
shit, you know,
school
back in the
shoes
day,
off.
Mom used to buy you a fresh pair of shoes. You wearing them to school and playing again the games. And you only had one pair.
But you couldn't wear them outside once you got home, though.
Nah, you
or
couldn't
I know
do
we
that.
couldn't.
You can wear
I
them
was
again.
either barefooted or some other shoes.
You're right.
Big wins on the horizon with Corona and DraftKings this hoop season. Head over to DraftKings.com/Corona to play free. Take your shot at a share of $35,000 in 7 free-to-play pools during the return of basketball. Contest starts October 21st and ends December 25th. So enter now to get in on the action. Eligibility restrictions apply. Must be 21 plus to enter. Void in Virginia and where prohibited. See DraftKings.com/Corona for details. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Today's episode is brought to you by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
After you left SMU, the NCAA sanctioned them with the death penalty for illegal payment to players, effectively shutting down the program for 2 years. How did that make you feel? Obviously, it's so prevalent now, and really a lot of other schools are doing it. They came down really hard on you guys, but looking back on that, what are your thoughts on that?
Funny you say, because you said they put it on. Everybody always says that I had something to do with it, me and Craig. We were gone. We were in the pros. I'm glad you didn't say that. We were out of college. I think it was wrong. First of all, when it first started back in 1979, when I got recruited by SMU, and the problem is that SMU was a smaller school, and we had the best recruiting class in the nation that year. We had, like, we call them blue chips. We had like 12 blue chips that went to SMU, and people couldn't understand it. Even though my freshman year we struggled, we I think went 5-6, then went 9-3, 10-1, and 10-0, 11-0-1. So all of a sudden we started winning. Big other like Texas and A&M, they were pissed. You know, you ain't supposed to beat us.
Right.
You ain't supposed to beat us. And that's what brought the attention to us. I won't forget, we beat Texas my sophomore year. We beat them 20-6 in Austin. They beat the hell out of us my freshman year. Beat us 30-6. The next year they were #2 in the nation. We were 6-0. They were 6-0. But you know, that freshman year we got a chance to grow. We go and beat them in Austin. Monday morning, NCAA was at school.
Ain't no way.
Yep, ain't no way. They should be
Ain't
beat.
no way.
We had to take a soft probation and next some kind of probation. We won the conference, but we couldn't be on television that year. The next year we won the conference again, and it just brought all this attention to a smaller school. And That's just how it was back in those days. I mean, man, and everybody was doing it. I mean, we knew what they were getting at A&M. We knew what they were getting at Texas, but it was different because it was
fact, smaller schools.
Smaller schools.
Yeah.
They don't want the smaller schools. Just like now, they don't want the smaller schools in the championship game. They want the big schools.
Big question, maybe the biggest question.
Dun.
Was your curl wet or dry? Look at that thing right there. Ooh, that thing.
That sun is glistening off
Man,
that curl right there.
I know you had the headband.
No, that was Walter with the headband.
Oh, you didn't wear no headband?
that
Yo,
was
you got
Walter.
the neck roll, excuse me.
Neck roll.
Neck roll, glasses, and the curl.
Goggles.
Oh my gosh, that's way back in the day.
Was it wet or dry?
It was got wet when I played. It was drier than that.
And was the goggles bi or trifocals?
Brother, no, them was just regular glasses.
Okay.
Man. They took them glasses. When I took them glasses off, one time I tried to
Those
play.
are prescription?
What?
I
These are
didn't know that.
prescription.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me,
Yeah,
man?
yeah.
I tried to play, not without them, I tried to play with contacts in one game. I said, we're gonna try the contacts. And I said, we're gonna play. They said, we're gonna have the goggles on the sideline. First hit, boop, popped out. I had to go to the sideline and get the goggles back. Yeah, I couldn't play without them. Yeah.
But the wet curl, that was a thing back then.
The Jerry curl was in.
Yeah, like I said,
you
my
had to
dad
have
used
If
to
you didn't have a sweet curl, dog,
Yeah.
curls for the girls back then.
You used to walk around with a towel around your neck.
No, I ain't
leave it out
never.
here, shit.
I saw walking on the towel right
Yeah,
there.
Sweet curl.
Hey, that's how wet my dad's shit was. He used to walk around with a towel around his neck so it wouldn't get on his work shirt.
What was the story behind the neck roll?
The neck roll, you know what the neck roll was? It was just a look.
Yeah.
You know what the neck roll
Part of your swag.
It's part of my swag. I got to give my boy Craig James credit for this. He wore a neck roll in college. I'm in high school. I'm like, I like that neck roll he got on.
Make you look bigger too. You was already big too.
So I tried it. You know, they had it. I'm like, I can't have this thing out to tighten up. So I had pulled it out, had drilled a hole through my pants so I could tie it down in the back, cut my jersey down the middle. I'm like, oh, this looks sweet.
That's dope. Yeah,
This looks sweet.
yeah.
That's how I wound up wearing the neck roll.
Yeah. Did it help with the collisions and all that?
Didn't help.
Nah,
looks.
just the
It
look.
was
Strictly for looks.
It was strictly for looks.
Look good though.
We talk a lot about the NBA, how it was in the 80s, and we know about how it was drugs and a lot of stuff going on when they was trying to find their foot. And what was the theme like in the 80s in the NFL?
Steroids would be.
Yeah.
A lot of guys take steroids. I mean, I didn't take no steroids. I didn't need no steroids. And the thing is, let me tell you something, man. When you hit one of them guys with steroids,
You can tell.
My gosh. I won't forget, I hit a guy, I can't think of his name, for the New Orleans Saints. I hit him in the thigh, and it was like hitting this marble table. I hit him, and I slid down. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, damn. I'm thinking, I'm tripping, really. Like, man, this man is hard. Then I try to block him. He could rush, he's a defense, and he got to knock my ass past the quarter. I'm like, oh, this is unnatural.
Yeah, this ain't really.
So
unnatural.
I asked some of the players, I said, oh, he on the juice. I'm like, what juice? Because, I didn't even know what steroids was back then. Because I didn't think about steroids. I'm like, dude, steroids? I'm like, really? I said, man, he hard as a rock. Yeah, it was really prevalent. They would do that. You see guys had on some of my teammates. They had
In their locker.
In the locker.
Because it wasn't illegal at that point, right?
No, it wasn't. They wasn't checking for it.
Oh, okay.
They wasn't
Yeah.
checking for it. There's one guy on the coast. I won't say his name. I know him. Know who he is. We played in the Pro Bowl, and he was an offensive lineman. Brother, he's on the juice, but Reggie White wasn't on the juice. Now Reggie was strong.
Hey, does that,
Never forget it. We ran a draw play where I sat behind the quarterback. Reggie hit this guard, hit him, picked him up in the air, and threw him into me. I'm like, damn, I said, the juice ain't helping him with the Reggie.
Can you elaborate on Reggie White? Obviously, rest in peace, one of the greatest of all
Oh,
times. We
man.
just don't hear enough about his greatness.
Man, Reggie White was a great first of all, he's a great human being, such a nice guy. But he'd hit you, God bless you. God bless you. I mean, he was a beast, man. He was, kind of reminds me of Reggie White was Aaron Donald.
Oh, okay.
But Reggie was bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie was big. Reggie had long arms, didn't wear nothing on his arms, played every down, wasn't nothing fancy about him.
Got it down.
Just a tough, real football player. I tell these young kids, you want to look at a defensive lineman, look at Reggie White, and look at Aaron Donald. Them two, man. I mean, Aaron Donald is like a Reggie White type.
Number 2 pick in the draft. Talk to us about the signing bonus situation.
My signing bonus was $600,000. I got a $600,000 signing bonus. I was behind John Elway. But it was supposed to be a forgivable loan.
Okay.
That's how it was set up.
So did they let you know up front with that small writing? Did you?
Man, you think about it. didn't have you don't have no education.
Absolutely not.
Nah,
You
Absolutely
don't.
I just see them dollars.
you see.
I need that.
You say, $100,000. What?
Yeah.
So my signing bonus was $600,000 signing bonus, and I won't forget my agent. He said, "Look, it's gonna be a forgivable loan. You ain't got to pay it back." He said when the next contract, they're just you don't have to worry about it. But it never happened like that. So when I got traded to the Colts, and the Colts gave me a $500,000 sign. So I went from making basically my base salary with the Rams all together was like $200,000, $250,000 on the high. Colts gave me a signing bonus of $500,000. They gave me a base salary of $1.4. Man, I was making some real money then. So I took my signing bonus and gave it back to the Rams. Gave my signing bonus back, which I probably shouldn't have, but I was so pissed at them, man. And I mean, like I say, I like to be a man of my word.
Yeah.
I was just done with it.
You held out multiple times due to disputes with the Rams management over pay. At what point were you playing under a rookie deal while being the league's leading rusher?
Crazy.
I played on a rookie deal. Let me see. My third year. I think I had 1 or 2 years left on my contract. I think maybe 1 year left. They didn't want to redo it. And I held out. Then they did redo it. I kept saying, pay me like the quarterbacks. Give me $1.5 million, $1.2 million. I said, even $1 million. No, I knew I would talk to the general manager, John Shaw. I'll never forget it. I went and met with him. Now, think about this. How long would it take a star player to meet with the general manager of a basketball team? Like that? Took me weeks to meet with him.
Really?
Took me weeks to meet with him. Finally, when I met with him, and John, we cool today after some years. Met with him. And I said, John, man, my contract is bad, man. He said, well, Eric, you got a new deal. I said, but it ain't no good. I said, y'all know it's no good. I said, I'm doing I'm in the offense.
All the heavy lifting.
So, and I didn't like to say it, but I did. So, matter of fact, I gave him the scenario. It's 86. I said, I led the league in rushing last year. No, you didn't. Walter Payton. He said, well, that's his voice. No, you didn't, Walter Payton. I said, no, I led the league at 18-21. No, Eric. I said, yes, I did. I led the league. Goes get his book. I want to kick him in his ass. Oh, you did? I said, yeah, I led the league in rushing last year. So I said, this is what I do. I said, this is how much confidence I had in myself. I said, if I have 1,500 yards or more, you pay me the $1.5 million. If I don't, if I go under that, then I go year by year. You just got to go back to my old contract. So he said, no, we're not going to do that. Now, think about that. I'm betting on myself.
Right.
Playing football. So that way, I knew it was going to be a bad deal with him.
Walter Payton.
My God.
I want to talk about his greatness, but also I want to talk about, and is this something you guys share? Obviously, everything is very public knowledge. What kind of money was he making?
Well, I can tell you, when I was playing, I was like the 30th or 40th highest paid player in the league.
30th?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like the 30th highest paid player in the league. Walter's probably making like $875, $900.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I won't forget my friend Roy Green, receiver for the Cardinals. Roy was a great player. And I called Roy. I said, man, we talking about, man, how much money you make, Roy? I said, I didn't mean to be great. He said, what's your pay? He said, I make $675. I said, $675? He's like, damn, man. I'm like, man, I don't mean it like that.
Yeah.
I said, man, I'm over here making $250, man. I said, this is ridiculous. It was horrible. I mean, it really was. But the thing is that they vilified me. They made me like, it's always funny how we're the greedy athletes, especially the black athlete. I hate to say it, and I just said, white guys, they don't have to hold out.
No.
Have you ever heard of a white quarterback ever holding out? It don't
Off the
happen.
top of my head.
It don't happen. It does not happen. The black quarterbacks have to hold out. And I'm not making it a race thing. It's just facts.
It's all facts.
It's all facts. Brothers, we have to hold out. Make us look bad with it, especially back then, because the media controlled everything. When the Rams made me look like I was money hungry. I wasn't a team player. I didn't want to play hard, all that kind of stuff, which was all a bunch of BS. And it's funny how as time goes on, you meet people, and they say, Eric, man, you were nothing like they said you were. I said, no, but they have
It's a different day. I mean, there wasn't these type of platforms.
No, right.
You know what I mean? So what they said was the gospel.
That was it. And people had to, what's in the paper, it's got to be true.
It got to be true.
It's got to be true. It's got to be true. Because I used to say what Trump says now. I say the fake news. I call it I said, fake news, they lying. Yeah, as a matter of fact, there was a guy named Rick Riley. He did an article on me in Sports Illustrated. Came to my house, stayed at my house, traveled with us for a week on the team in Indianapolis. Wrote a crazy article about me. It made me seem like I was a psychopath. I fed my dogs, 'cause I had Rottweilers, fed my dogs gunpowder, just crazy stuff. I called him, man. I said, man, what the? I thought it was good. I told him, man, I will whoop your ass. I still would like to whoop his ass.
Right now.
Like I said, what they used to be was the word. But back to sweetness.
Man, Walter was a good guy, man. I won't forget, we played them. I think it's my rookie season. And I was a Walter Payton fan too.
He's a little bit older than, how many years?
Walter's about
4 or 5?
5 years older than me. 5 years older than me. So, I might be a little older than that. But it was somewhere around there. We playing the Bears, and I want to get John Robinson and say, look, during the defense, we're in a team meeting. He said, if anybody, and this is John Robinson, rookie coach, I'm a rookie. He said, any defensive players hit Walter Payton late, take a cheap shot, we're going to find you. Like, what? They're going to find our players? You're going to find them? I'm like, okay. I'm like, damn, that's respect there. So I went to meet him, but I went to wait after the game to meet him. And that day, I think I had 149 yards and 2 touchdowns. And we beat him. And I walk up to him and I put my hand, I got a big picture of me and him in my office. And I said, Eric Dickerson. He said, I know who you are. And I said, man, I'm a fan. He said, I'm a fan too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Barry Sanders.
Oh man, can't nobody run like Barry. Barry, you can't. You whoop, 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 whoop. He like Curly, man, nothing like him. I mean, I don't think you've ever seen nobody like him.
You haven't seen nothing since.
If people say, I couldn't run like Barry. I had everybody out their own style. Nobody could run like Barry.
Derrick Henry.
Big back, I like it. Big back, like me.
How big is he? 240, 250?
He's about 6'4", about 240, something like that. He's bigger than me.
But think about that, but not by much though.
Yeah, not by much, but
yeah,
he's a big back man. I mean, when I met him, I'm like, damn, make me look little. Yeah. And you put them pads on, it takes it up
another level,
a couple levels. I mean, because we played the Lions when I was a rookie, and I jogged on the field by some defensive backs. And the DB said, "Damn, that's like a defensive lineman," And I was a big back then.
Emmitt Smith.
Man, he got all the records. Man, I love Emmitt. Yeah. Good guy, great player. Emmitt was not fast nothing in high school and college. Because people say, he ain't gonna be that good. I said, man, he runs tough. He's a tough player. I kept saying, if he gets on the right team, he'll be able to do it right.
Got on the right team. O-line and a quarterback.
Oh, God, about to have that.
And weapons.
And weapons. Yep.
I don't think people understand how important it is if you're a running back to have a line and a quarterback.
Oh man, people don't really, they don't understand. I don't care how great you are. You could be the fastest, the biggest, but if you ain't got them guys up front, you might get away without having a quarterback. But if you ain't got the guys up front, you ain't going nowhere because you got to understand them guys with that pros too. They're gonna hit your ass.
Absolutely.
He had all Pro Bowlers on their line.
That's
too.
that is their job. And you said it. People don't realize, how tough it is when you don't have an offensive line. When I got to Indy, brother, it was.
Emmitt was good at waiting till them hoes come.
Yeah.
Talking about hit them hard too.
Yep.
What running backs you like today?
Most definitely Derrick Henry. I like Derrick Henry. I think he's my favorite because he's a big back like me. I like Saquon now, and I'd liked him before. I just thought he never would be the guy that he could have been playing with the Giants.
Yeah.
I love watching him play. He's exciting. Let me think. See, think about it. It's not a lot of backs like it was.
Because bell cow, like you say, they're doing it by committee now.
Yeah, we call feature backs.
Yeah.
They don't have feature backs. You committed, got the rotation, like Alvin Kamara, another good back. But it's just not. It's not. You can say, in my era, you say Walter Payton, Marcus Allen, O.J. Anderson. I mean, you just go down the line of running back because the team needed a running back. Now you got to sit there and but they do by committee. It's a different era.
Also, too, can you speak to the importance of the fullback? Because the fullback is almost non-existent these days.
Very important. I don't see why they don't run it enough. I mean, fullback blows open holes for the running back. And it's very few teams. When I saw San Francisco do it, last year and the year before, man, that's important. That's important.
Quick hitters, first thing to come to mind, let us know one album you can listen to with no skips.
Oh man, I know my favorite. And I just said this the other day. Man, I like Hammer.
Hammer.
MC
MC
Hammer.
Hammer. Hell yeah. Bay Area.
Hey, yeah, I can see that. I
Why
can
would
see
you
that.
say when you
I can
play
see
too
that.
legit? If you play too legit,
I can see
I had to get up.
I can see that.
But
Girl, the whole nine, I can see that, bro. I
Yeah.
can see that.
Yes, I love
Hammer,
it.
Hammer.
MC.
Hammer pants.
What song would you play over your career mixtape? Like, what would be the soundtrack to your mixtape?
They call them highlights.
Oh man, let me think. Mixed. I saw. Listen,
film.
I saw one that Tina Turner did. It's simply the best. That was they had a highlight of me with. I'm like, oh, that's sweet.
Simply the
That's better than all the
best,
better
yeah.
than anyone.
All right, I'm gonna give you a fun one right here. One quarterback, one receiver, and one offensive lineman you wish, or offensive line as a whole, you wish you could have played with during your career.
The Washington Redskins.
O-line.
O-line.
Okay.
I did love my offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
But the Washington Redskins, Joe Montana. You're not gonna believe my receiver. You probably won't. You won't even know it. Henry Eller.
Henry Eller, come on, man. Number 80, Rams. Yeah, come on. And he had a long one too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Henry Eller.
I would
Yeah,
say,
Henry Eller
yeah,
was
people
tough.
don't know how bad.
He had a
was
shirt,
tough.
shag, and a
Man,
curl.
Henry Eller.
Henry Eller was tough.
Yeah.
5 dinner guests, dead or alive.
Jesus. I love my dad to be there and my mom again. You know, I like some of them. I like some of them old, like George Washington. I just like to talk
Just to see what they're thinking.
see-
Yeah, wooden teeth. Actually, they said it was slave teeth
Yeah,
now. It
it's
wasn't
slave
wooden
teeth
teeth, but
now.
it was slave teeth.
and probably like Booker T. Washington.
I like that. In your heyday, because you had one of the best, was there any curl you were envious of?
You know, you go this
No, you was curl
thing.
hating back then.
He curl hating. He got that good hair. They call it good hair. He got that good hair.
He cheating.
Right.
Hey, because this was, I mean, you, Deion Sanders, who else? Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys, we got a chance to sit down with all y'all. All y'all had legendary.
Play for the Lakers.
AC Green.
AC Green. We had this for a while,
You look
too.
like AC Green.
AC Green.
Bitch, don't call here
Anymore. Beat like Bivories.
Any curl you were, so AC's curl?
I had my own curl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You had one of the best ever.
I take my own curl.
Okay, yeah, hell yeah.
Childhood crush.
Oh, I met her too.
Ooh, Pam Grier.
I knew it.
I knew it. I said it with you.
Jackie Brown.
Funniest teammate you ever had?
A guy named Clarence Verdun
What team?
for the Colts.
Okay.
Yeah, but on the Rams, it'd be Gary. It was Gary's last name. I can't think Gary's last name. Funny as I don't know what. I can't think his last name. He's a defensive back. Crazy funny. Bro.
Crazy funny?
Yeah. Gary Green. Gary Green's name.
Gary Green?
Gary Green.
If you could see one guest on All the Smoke, who would it be?
But
You have to help us get your answer.
that means you got to go on that Rolodex of yours.
Yeah.
You
All
one
them Hall of
guess.
Famers, you know.
One guess. Richard Dent.
Ooh,
That's nice.
good call.
Chicago.
Bears.
Yes, sir.
Well, Eric, man, we appreciate you. Again, huge fan in my household and all the great things you did on the field, man. We appreciate you sitting down with us and best of luck.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. That's a wrap. Eric Dickerson, you can catch us on All the Smoke YouTube and the DraftKings Network. We'll see y'all next week.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the Pump Brothers. We appreciate you guys for having us, baby, and the guests.
Can't get rid of
My
that.
guys.